I'm going to be sharing with you in this video 3 signs your frequency is raising. Now, of course, what is high frequency to one person is going to be low frequency for another person in terms of what their reality looks like, and even the same reality, but the person perhaps interprets that situation in a different way that actually helps them to raise their state. Now, with that being said, though, there are certain things that are going to start to, quote unquote, happen to you when your frequency is raising. And I'm going to be sharing with you what those things are in this video. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. Now, the first sign that your frequency is raising is that you give only when it feels good to you. See, I remember when I was learning about the law of attraction and how to manifest my reality into existence, I was taught that giving can actually help you to manifest. Now, the problem with this mentality is that a lot of people give, but they feel like it's a sacrifice where the life force energy is being pulled out of their system. Now, if you're starting to realize that giving should only come, so to speak, from a place of abundance, not that it really should or shouldn't come from any place, but you're realizing that to give from a place of lack is not actually giving at all. It's actually just creating a lose-lose dynamic. Now, if you're realizing that to give comes from that space of abundance, and that's what giving actually is to give from a space of abundance where actually you're giving because you're in such a powerful state of receiving, your state is absolutely increasing in your vibration and your frequency is getting much higher. Your state is getting much higher. Your state is not dependent on the external. So you give money to people when you feel like it actually makes you feel abundant, when it makes you feel good. If there's an event like right now, it's Mother's Day here in Canada, and I just felt called to just give and just like get a card and like get some flowers for my mom and to like give, and that felt absolutely amazing. But there's been times where I was giving to certain people in my life and it felt like I had to, and it actually decreased my state. And guess what that does to manifestation? It sends out a signal where you're not actually being, you don't feel powerful enough to receive what your heart truly wants. Now, if you're realizing that giving is something that you only feel like doing when it actually feels good to you, when it feels like you're abundant, when you feel good, when it increases your state, your frequency is absolutely raising. Now, the second sign that your frequency is raising is that you are unconditionally grateful for everything. Unconditionally grateful. See, gratitude is actually something that I believe people do not see the significance of in terms of how powerful it is. Do you realize that gratitude is a state that you feel that does not depend on the circumstance? It generates a state within your heart, within your being, yet it doesn't matter what is happening, because what is happening, but you choose to tune into gratitude. You choose to be grateful unconditionally grateful for everything. This is absolutely a huge sign that your state is increasing, that your consciousness is increasing, that your frequency is getting a lot higher. It's just absolutely a huge sign because you are starting to realize that you can be grateful no matter what is happening to you, right? No matter what is happening to you, you can choose to be grateful. So if you're stepping into an awareness of unconditional gratitude where you don't even have to necessarily affirm or try to be grateful, you're just so aware of this present moment, and you're just so unconditionally aware that you're grateful for everything that pops up into your experience. That's what true gratitude is, by the way. It's not to use affirmations, although that can be a permission slip to help you tap into that unconditional awareness. Nothing wrong with affirmations. In fact, it's a very powerful tool, but that's all it is. It's just a tool, right? You don't want to give your power away to a tool in life, because do you want to use the tool or do you want the tool to use you? You want to use the affirmations. You don't want the affirmations to be using you or anything in life for that matter. Now, if you're unconditionally grateful for everything, anything that pops up into your field, you're just grateful for that. And not even by trying, but you just have this sense of being conscious that there's a divinity. The fact that you even exist, you're grateful for existence. Your frequency is absolutely raising if you're grateful for existence. If you're grateful for the fact that you can just be simply aware, just the fact that you're aware, regardless of what is happening, you're grateful for being aware, that's absolutely a huge sign that your frequency is getting much higher and you're stepping into a much higher state of consciousness. Not better or worse, but definitely a higher, a greater state of consciousness. Greater in terms of more expansive. Not better, not worse. Better relatively, but not like better for you in terms of relative to your previous experiences perhaps in the past, but not better in terms of you're better than another person. You obviously won't see it that way, but I always like to just say that a higher state of consciousness does not mean that you're better than another person. And of course you see that when you're in that state, but I always like to communicate that so that people can understand that a higher state of consciousness is higher, but it's not necessarily better than another being or something like that. Now, the third sign that your frequency is raising is that your intuition is getting much stronger. Okay, so you're very clear. You've had enough life experience and enough consciousness to start to become conscious of when you're in a state of the life force energy, the consciousness being pulled out of your system, something that is decreasing your state of consciousness. You're very conscious of this. You're very conscious when something is lowering your state, okay? But then also you're very conscious of that other polarity where you're receiving consciousness. You're doing things that give you energy, that raise your state, that increase your energetic state of consciousness. If you're stepping into this intuition where you're realizing very clearly, like that is taking energy from me and this is increasing my energy. And you're just noticing the things that you do in terms of what's decreasing your state more and more and more. You're totally non-judgmental if you get into a situation perhaps that decreases your state, because to resist it, of course, would just perpetuate that state of the energy being pulled out of your body, out of your energetic system. But you're noticing that and you're aware of that, and you just see, okay, yeah, I'm noticing that my state is decreasing in this state right now, in this, in terms of the way that I'm being right now. And then so what you do is you're just more aware of that. You're aware of that contrast of the unwanted and the wanted. The two energies that really dominate, so to speak, this existence, right? It's the two energies that dominate your experience, which is that on one end, there's what your heart does not prefer, and on the other end, there's what the heart does prefer. And you learn through these polarities what you actually want and what you're willing to say yes to and what you're willing to say no to. Now, if your intuition is getting stronger and you're really starting to notice what is lowering your energy and what is increasing your energy, then what's happening is that you are absolutely raising your frequency. Your intuition, your intuitive capabilities, your consciousness is getting higher, so you're more aware of what to tune into and what not to tune into. And even if you tune into something that's not serving you, you can feel that. You can sense that. You're aware of what is not serving you. This is very powerful, because once you start to realize this, it's almost like a superpower, because you get to do really whatever you want, moment to moment, honoring all beings, of course, not saying to do something that's like, disrespectful or like not honoring all people. Although maybe sometimes you have to step on some toes to honor your frequency, but I'm never saying to like not be integral or not honor all beings in that process. But you're pretty much doing what you want to do when you want to do it. But if something's not right, you can feel that and you're like, okay, I'm gonna fine tune this, and I'm gonna shift into a greater version of me. And see, there's no destination to life. It's always an unfolding and you becoming more of who you prefer to be. But with this increased state of consciousness, you're perhaps noticing more and more and more the fine tuning that needs to happen, and you're perhaps even more surrendered to this process of life that has really no destination, where you're constantly just fine-tuning, letting go of what doesn't serve and shifting more into what does serve you and what truly resonates with your heart. And with that, I conclude this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for free consultation. Also, if this video was supportive for you in any way, or if any of these signs resonated with you, leave a comment down below sharing whatever you want to share. I love to read the comments and I read every single one. Also, please hit that like button for me so that more people can get access to this content, because I do believe that every single person on this planet does deserve to know that they are divine creators of their reality and that they can manifest their reality and do so in the most effortless and easeful way possible. And hitting that like button does help the YouTube algorithm push the videos out to more people, and that would be greatly appreciated. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.